My name is Maddie Kelly. I'm a writer and comedian, and along with my co-hosts, Mark Chavez and Ryan Beal, we are setting out to write a romantic comedy movie script that is genuinely romantic and actually funny.
Give me something that's both sexy and romantic.
Lacrosse.
The sport?
And when we run into trouble, we'll get help from some serious rom-com experts. People who have worked on everything from 10 Things I Hate About You to Mamma Mia.
This is all gold.
It's Let's Make a Rom-Com. Available now on CBC Listen and everywhere you get your podcasts.
From Mermaid Palace and Radiotopia, welcome to The Heart. I'm Caitlin Prest. Underneath every story, there are 100 other stories. The story of the muses, the makers, the competitors, and the gatekeepers. The constraints around an artist's life that yield creation, and the unlikely places inspiration takes hold. What inspired me about documentary making over a decade ago when I began was that at its core, documentary is a quest to capture truth. And the more I create these elaborately woven attempts at the truth, the more I feel the need to tell the story underneath the story of us, the artists and writers who create this work and how we came to create it. The last episode that you heard, Movies in Your Head, was the first piece of fiction that I ever made. When we finished it and put it out into the world, our show blew up a little bit. Back then, we were called Audio Smut, and we were having a hell of a time trying to get picked up by a public radio station or network. It was before podcasts were really a thing that everybody knew about. Movies in Your Head got shared far and wide, and our audience grew and grew. And only a few months after we released it, Radiotopia, one of the first podcast networks invented, invited us to be part of their collection of beautifully crafted public radio podcasts. 3 years after that, the very same episode that brought The Heart into being brought The Heart to an end. After making Movies in Your Head, I wrote a treatment for a limited run fiction series, thinking about Movies in Your Head, the episode that you heard last time, as the pilot. I loved creating a fictional universe to tell the truth in a way that documentary never could. I thought, what would happen if in the next episode we were inside the point of view of Ray, the love interest who disappeared? In my imagination, Ray was in a relationship with a woman named Maria. Ray was the stable, doting, relentlessly loving partner, and Maria was the charismatic, wild card, manic pixie dream girl type. Not really that reliable, but very exciting. One day, Maria asks Ray if they can be in an open relationship. Ray agrees to it, even though it makes them kind of uncomfortable. They know that Maria is happiest when she's free, and she doesn't want to take that away from her. So she says that she'll try it. Not long after, Maria has a date, and then the next week another date, and the next week another date. Every Friday, there's a date. After weeks and weeks of spending Friday nights alone, Ray, on her way home from band practice, gets tapped on the shoulder.
Hi.
By a woman named Caitlin.
What's up?
Whose phone just died.
Did your phone die?
Asking if she can share her headphones.
So nice meeting you. Super fun.
You should come over.
When Ray goes home with Caitlin that night, she doesn't find the moment to tell her that she has a partner. She tells herself, well, they're not making out or having sex, they're just staying up all night, lying beside each other in the same bed, talking. And then when they start texting nonstop, it still doesn't seem like the right moment to say. And then when they meet up and they're about to kiss, it absolutely doesn't seem like the right moment to say. And then Ray realizes that she missed the window to say, and she feels so shitty about it that she keeps not saying that she has a girlfriend and she's in an open relationship. She keeps telling herself that she's going to say it next time, but the more time that passes, the harder it gets. And just as Ray is about to text Caitlin to make their next plan, Maria sighs a deep sigh. She tells Ray that they need to talk. She's feeling emotional about Ray's new love interest, and she's not so sure she wants to be in an open relationship anymore. It's one of those extremely dramatic and tear-filled relationship talks where truths are said that haven't been said yet before, where acknowledgments are made about imbalances in the relationship, where it feels like it's all about to end, and instead of ending, it feels like it's gone back to the beginning, and the two people having the conversation are suddenly madly in love again. Ray is so taken with all of this that she doesn't notice how long it's been since she texted Caitlin. Ray sees herself as a person of extreme integrity, and so it's even harder to admit the way that she's been dishonest with Caitlin. She blames polyamory. She never should have tried it, but she still waits a little longer than is kind to resurface in Caitlin's life. Just as Ray is getting ready to finally write back to Caitlin, she runs into her at one of her shows on a Saturday night. In the next episode, of course, we would enter Maria's point of view and learn that obviously she had already been seeing someone before she had the conversation with Ray about opening the relationship. And there would be something about the relationship that Maria had that was tragic and difficult, something that she never shared with Ray. Even if we thought in Ray's episode that Maria was selfish and self-centered, once we're living in her point of view, we suddenly feel like everything that she said and everything that she did was completely understandable and legitimate. And it would go on like that from episode to episode until we made a full circle and everybody ended up at the same bar at a Dumpster Pussy show on a Saturday night. It turns into a comedy like the best episodes of Friends, where the audience is the only one who knows the exact situation that's unfolding. Unlikely friendships form, and somehow everybody lives happily ever after. And that is a story that never got made. It's 2018. We've put the heart on a break. Phoebe Wang agrees to be the senior producer of the new project that CBC Podcasts has commissioned, the Movies in Your Head continuation that you just heard. Sharon Mashihi has agreed to be the editor. Shani Aviram has agreed to compose. Me, Sharon, and Phoebe moved to Toronto. I'm living in a ground floor apartment. It was dark. It wasn't just that I was burnt out and drinking too much and kind of depressed and dealing with a breakup. The apartment actually really just didn't have a lot of sunshine. The sunniest room in this apartment was the bathroom. Inside of the bathroom, there was a clawfoot bathtub that I turned into my office. Soggy Post-it notes clustered on the floor. The sticky strip would steam off from the times that I used the bath as a bathtub. A monitor screen sat on top of a wooden stool, and I would put pillows in the bottom of the bathtub to sit on as I wrote and moaned in anguish at how much I hated every word I managed to write. After months of this, Phoebe Wang marched into the bathtub studio and demanded that I forget about the radio play I was trying to write. "I'm setting the timer for 2 hours," she said. "In that time, I want you to write down what you are actually interested in writing about. I can't take another day of this. What are you interested in today?" 2 hours later, when she returned, I had a 6-episode outline, scene by scene by scene, for what we would later name The Shadows. A story about falling in love with 2 different versions of what love could be. A story about what we gain and what we give up when we make a commitment to be with one person and one person only. The anatomy of a relationship, a crush, a choice, a resentment, and an end. The story underneath the story that The Shadows is based on is one that I will never, ever tell.
Sometimes there's a version of yourself that you don't want to admit.
From CBC Podcasts.
Sometimes we have a story about someone that the great ideal of romantic love is the story that I read.
This is The Shadows.
Sometimes I wonder. The story of what love is a story that I became enamored of. Stories about love is a story.
Episode 1.
I saw the ideal of
Romantic.
subject to realize was flawed. Feels fast too. I saw it feeling around of a romance. Love story of my own.
What is it that destines a love to die?
I guess I always felt like you were uncertain and that it was my job to convince us both that this was a good idea.
Is it destiny, or do we have a choice?
You know, like there's always going to be problems. There's always going to be friction. There's always going to be fucked up shit, you know? Like
Where did this love story begin? Did it begin when I was born? Where I grew up, there were 2 choices for entertainment as a young person: hockey or heavy metal. I preferred heavy metal. The anti-establishment culture of heavy metal taught me to look at the world through a critical lens, seeing all the ways that the world was broken.
Patriarchy, colonialism,
Cruelty.
racism, waste, conformity,
Hypocrisy.
complacency.
And being angry about it. At the same time, I was a romantic. As a romantic, I saw beauty. I saw more than was really there. I didn't just see the color red. I saw the color red. And I believed wholeheartedly in the ideal of love. It's the era where divorce is kind of accepted as a natural cycle of love, and people who stay together seem to hate each other in the most banal ways. I believe that I'm destined to be one of the outliers. I'll be one of the ones who falls in love passionately and deeply and stays in love
Dear Caitlin.
forever.
Dear Caitlin.
Dear
Dear Caitlin.
Dear Caitlin. Dear Caitlin.
When I'm not moshing at a heavy metal show, I'm dreaming of what my great love will look like and be.
I inspire you to be a good person.
I know what being good is.
It's going to be love letters every day.
I write you love letters and hide them for you to find in surprising moments.
Like the cutlery drawer or the folder where you put your unopened mail.
I support your artwork and career.
We're going to be art stars.
I play guitar for you and write songs about you.
I go to the desert with you and dance naked at dusk.
Weirdos.
I pool hop in the summers and eat pies stolen from people's windowsills.
I scale the roofs of buildings and smoke weed sitting on a chimney with you.
We will live in a house that we build with our own hands in the country by the ocean.
Where we are eccentric, make beautiful work,
and potentially become world famous.
Let us get married really early and shock all of our anti-establishment friends.
Let's get married really early and be anti-establishment against being anti-establishment.
We would have an open relationship, so we'd never take each other for granted.
Relationship, so we never take each other for granted.
But in the end,
never
ever
sleep with anyone else. Love you from the future. You're great love.
You're great love.
You're great love.
The romantic in me wanted the fairy tale, and the anti-establishment in me wanted to overthrow tradition.
Tradition is just another word for the status quo.
And therein was one of many sets of conflicting desires that were at war within me. Another set of conflicting desires was that, in addition to having a great love, I wanted to be a great artist. Someone once told me you can only ever have one or the other in a lifetime. I want both. As soon as I turned 18, I moved to the big city to be an artist. Mont, Huron. On the exact border between Ontario and Quebec, between the US and Canada, on the shores of the St. Lawrence River, Lake Ontario, and the Atlantic Ocean, there is a city. Everyone who lives in the city contests whether it's actually an American or a Canadian city, whether it's actually in Ontario or Quebec. There's the official truth, the truth that's on the legal documents, but nobody in the city gives a shit about that. Some identify as Canadians, others as Americans, some as Francophone, others as Anglophone. It has rats and mountains of garbage and a rotting subway system that makes you wait for eternity and smells like vomit and piss. It has streetcars on the streets with fuzzy red seats inside. Fancy brunches are eaten by rich people on Sundays, while poor young people dance on the mountain that the city was built on. Mount Huron. No, it's pronounced Mont Huron. Mont Huron. No, Mont Huron. Hello, everyone knows that the real Montrealnians call it Montreal. Quite frankly, it's a mess. And from that mess, the best art in the world was created.
Farewell, farewell to Nova Scotia, the sea-bound coast. Let your mountains dark and dreary be. For when I'm far away on the briny ocean tossed, will there ever be a sigh or a wish for me?
I play music in the subway for wine money. I'm in my mermaid getup. The mermaid getup has been a massive success. My first foray into puppetry was inspired by a man I saw playing music in the subway. The man was playing a tiny, weird, brown electric piano. He was wearing a sailor suit and had created a small cardboard boat that he was sitting in. It was a perfect sculpture. It looked just like a boat, but it was made out of cardboard. He had a fishing pole with a top hat on the end of it for people to show their appreciation for his music. It was full. It wasn't what you would ordinarily consider to be puppetry, but the way he created his cardboard universe around him set me down a path of cardboard universes that brought me to Montreal's puppetry scene. There are people who work full-time in their art, and there are people who do not. The people who do not make up the majority of the artists in Montreal. They work side jobs in restaurants, call centers, and massage parlors. People say that it suits their art to work in a restaurant half the time, but I don't believe them. To be a full-time puppeteer is unheard of.
And the 3 P's of puppetry are pain, poverty, and partial blindness. Because when you're performing, there's the pain of like holding a horrible position for extended periods of time. Partial blindness, like half the time you're inside some sort of giant thing. You can't see what you're doing. You're in a parade and you're going to trip on something or someone's going to throw something at you. And then, I think the poverty is pretty self-explanatory.
Even puppeteers themselves don't call themselves puppeteers. They call themselves performers. To be a full-time puppeteer, you have to have something figure the fuck out. I am nothing close to a full-time puppeteer. Right now, my puppetry game consists of these 5 cardboard waves I made from a box I found in the garbage, painted gold, my mermaid tail, which is just me squeezed into the single leg of a stocking, and my accordion.
In the west, the birds were singing in every tree. All nature seemed inclined for rest, but still there was no rest for me.
When I busk in the subway, I look for the man in the boat. I wonder if he might see me in my mermaid getup and know instantaneously that I created this as an answer to his question of how to be a weirdo in this world.
When I'm far away on the briny ocean tossed, will there ever be a sigh? Fuck. Will there ever be a sigh? Will there ever be a sigh?
I used to make $5 to $10 an hour in the subway playing my accordion, but as the mermaid, I make $20 to $30 an hour. On my way home, I scour the dumpsters for my dinner and materials for my next puppet play. Every year I apply to perform at the More of Everything Puppetry Festival on the East Coast. And every year, they reject me. This year, if they reject me again, I'm planning on paying my own way and performing on the sidewalk, whether they like it or not.
It's almost like you guys are like the shadow of the puppet.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we can do that. Right?
Sure.
I'm volunteering with my mentor's puppet company so I can learn more about the medium and meet people who are working in the industry, if you can call puppetry an industry.
Right. You can hold me a little tighter if you want. Yeah. Yeah. A little tighter. Tighter. Great.
We're working a larger-than-life-size puppet.
Just take a moment, center yourselves, breathe in, inhale.
This is my favorite kind. It takes 2 people to operate. I'm the head and the right arm, and this conventionally attractive and conservatively dressed dude is the body and the left arm.
Am I doing okay?
Well, that was just you guys breathing. The puppet, we're not.
Oh, okay.
I just want to make sure you're here. You just
Clink.
Le Sunal, le Baba Ganoush, le Wali, le Raja. Avec de Pénan.
Juste un, je pense.
Je prends une bière. Blonde.
The restaurant I work in is named after the Persian philosopher and poet, Rumi.
Bonjour, Rumi.
There's a letter from Leonard Cohen above the bread cutting board. It's not even framed. Dear Rumi, I love this restaurant. Love, Leonard. My boss calls me Clink, because every shift I break at least 1 glass. I broke a bowl of soup down a woman's back once.
Are you okay?
I broke a tray of glasses full of sangria on a bunch of fancy purse ladies. As a result, my boss only schedules me when the restaurant is empty. The day shift, Tuesday evenings. Which is why I play music in the subway and go dumpster diving for my food.
What do you want to do this weekend?
I think I already told you. I'm going away, right?
I'm in a relationship with a total babe who writes me love letters.
Dear Caitlin, I write you love letters and hide them for you to find in places that seem boring.
Which, ever since high school, I've considered to be the highest form of intelligence.
I play guitar for you and write songs about you.
In a moment of idealism, I talk them into being in an open relationship.
Just because you feel jealous doesn't mean that I've done something wrong.
No, but how would you feel if I told you I made out with someone else?
I would feel jealous and I would take a deep breath and think about the pleasure that you felt in that moment and be happy for you.
And now they're going away on a trip to Lunenburg.
Oh.
I planned that trip to go see Riz.
Hey, Megan, just calling to say hey. Hope you're having fun. Miss you. Love you. Say hey to Riz. This is the third message I've left for them this week. I was too proud to tell them that this would be hard for me.
Do you want me to call you every day, or how do you want me to do this? I just want to make sure you feel good about it.
I only want you to call me if you feel like calling me. You know?
Okay, and I don't want you to feel like I'm ignoring you or anything like that.
Right. Yeah.
But, like, you're okay, right? Like,
yeah, I'm fine.
And you know I love you. And
yeah. My pride will not let me call them again. So I just wait and try to exercise mental discipline. I don't think about it. I don't think about...
Hey, KP.
How's it going?
Riz and I decided to buy a house together and live in it without you.
I love you. I love you.
I don't think about what they might be getting up to.
But what about Caitlin?
I mean, I love KP, but there's just some things she doesn't have excited about her pursuits in puppetry, but like, where's that going to take her? What's her plan?
My mind tortures me with all of the possibilities.
She's barely holding this waitress job. She just can't talk me like
I think I'm going to stay here for the next little bit.
You're not coming back?
Caitlin, you're off rhythm.
Of course I'm off rhythm. It's not because I'm heartbroken and can't even do myself the dignity of telling my partner about it.
I love you.
It's because my puppet partner is awkward and has no movement.
It's like the right and the left side of this puppet is like two completely different operators. So like I need your energy to be like a little bit more the same.
Okay. Charlie.
Okay, so like look at each other. Okay, breathe in. And then out.
I have an innate mistrust of people who are conventionally attractive. I call them magazine hot. I kind of judge them for conforming to a certain kind of beauty standard. Maybe I'm just intimidated by the power that they have in this world that I lack. This guy doesn't have a crescent moon of dirt underneath his fingernails. Designer jeans, button-up shirt. Is it ironed? Who irons their shirt? We're in our 20s. I look down at my own hands and I wonder if I've ever seen my fingernails without the black crust of unknown origin underneath. I wonder if the reason he's so stiff is because he doesn't want to be touching me.
It's nice.
Someone's dropping a 5 in. That's a real honor. Hey, thank you. Oh my God.
Oh my God!
It's my puppet partner.
Rehearsal guy!
Hey,
Charlie, right?
yeah, Charlie.
Yeah.
Caitlin, right?
Yeah.
Hey, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. What are you doing? You look like you're about to go and collect some checks. Or
Yeah, no, I really don't normally dress like this. This is, I've got a work meeting thing. I guess I'm kind of lucky enough that I actually get to do puppetry, like a full-time thing.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah. I'm actually on my way to a meeting about this Henson grant that I've got.
Yeah.
So that's kind of...
Hot dude works full-time in puppetry? What the fuck?
Whoa, holy shit. Are you gonna get it?
Oh, I know, I've got it.
Oh, you have it.
The Henson Foundation. Yes, the Jim Henson Foundation of Sesame Street fame is one of the only performance institutions that funds puppetry. Especially experimental puppetry, which is the thing that I'm most interested in.
I think I might have even heard of this.
I heard him on the radio.
I would love to like hang out and like to ask you questions. Could I ask you questions? Maybe after the Becky rehearsal tomorrow, could I maybe I could show you something? I don't know. I know that you probably get that a lot, but
yeah, sure.
Yeah, tomorrow. Does that work for you?
Yeah.
Cool. Oh my God.
Sorry, that I really...
Oh shit, yeah.
I guess I'll see you...
Tomorrow. Yeah, great. I'll sing you out.
Okay.
Have a good day, and I hope your meeting goes well.
I frantically try to polish the show I've been working on. It's the one I submitted to the festival. I wrote it up in the proposal, but I've never actually done it. It's a feminist interpretation of the allegory of Plato's Cave. It's a shadow puppet play, my favorite kind.
I'm going to do a short version of it. Okay, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just have to do these things. I'm procrastinating because I'm nervous.
Sometimes I wonder if how successful you can be in any art medium is dependent on how much money you have to invest in it.
I'm nervous. I've never shown this to somebody.
I can't help but be slightly intimidated by Charlie's fancy studio.
I'm feeling a little shy.
Just like his designer jeans, he has stacks of the highest quality materials. Clay, paint, a wood shop even. I tell myself, he's gonna love how scrappy my show is. Doing a lot with little is my specialty.
And they became very attached to the names and the stories of the figures moving on the wall. Over time, they became incapable of understanding the difference between the figures moving on the wall and their own selves. The end.
What do you think? Tell me your thoughts. Tell me everything.
I guess I find the cave part, a little bit on the nose. It's kind of cliche.
Yeah.
It's one of those stories that maybe not everybody knows, but
Right.
So like the mermaid thing that I saw. I've never seen anything like that. It was completely
My subway getup.
Yeah. It felt like this complete performance, and it was really weird and whimsical.
What should I do?
I don't know. What should you do? It's your work. You can do whatever you want.
I know, but
Thanks for your feedback. I really appreciate it.
Sure, of course.
after I showed Charlie my play, I kind of wanted to walk out of the studio and never talk to him again. But I thought to myself, Caitlin, don't be an idiot. He seems nice. He seems to want to help. You could just hang out with this person and become good through osmosis. So every day after Becky rehearsal, I gathered the courage to ask him if I can show him a new draft. Or just work at his fancy studio so I can try on feeling like a professional. He seems not to mind.
Either I want to have no idea that there's a human behind it, or I want to know everything about the human behind it. That it's you, Caitlin, and that these are extensions of you.
So I go almost every day. What's interesting about a mermaid is that she's two things at once. And I wonder if a mermaid is ever at war with whether she's a human or a fish.
Yeah, I like that idea. A quick question.
Yeah. Week after week. Like, I don't like Sesame Street. Do you?
Well, but then there's the Dark Crystal.
What's that?
It's a Jim Henson.
What?
Month after month.
That was really, really good.
Really?
I can safely say I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like it. Wow. I could help you document it.
Really?
Yeah.
He helps me resubmit my application to the More of Everything Festival.
I love you, but
my relationship ends.
I just kind of think that we're done.
I was thinking about making the eyes out of thread. What do you think?
Yeah. If you do it out of wool, though, it'll...
Working together becomes our excuse to hang out.
It's not good. You eat breakfast? What do you eat for breakfast?
Usually eggs.
Could we have one butter chicken roti and one saag paneer roti, please?
How spicy for these?
Medium?
And will we share?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I fell in love at first sight a lot. It's kind of my way. And I met this
You don't friendship spoon?
And we just like...
But like you actually have a word for that.
Yeah, like platonic sleepover.
Don't do it.
What?
No.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like sleeping in the same bed with somebody is just about as intimate as fucking them. I will totally bury myself for a relationship's sake.
With someone like Charlie who takes great pride in being a reserved person, a private person, one feels truly...
I pay for feminist porn.
You do? Truly privileged.
I feel like it's the ethical thing to do.
To learn things, surely no one else in the world knows.
I smoke weed every day, you know.
What? But anytime I try to prolong things or bring it outside the studio...
Hello, this is Charlie Parks.
Hello.
Charlie Parks.
I'm not available at the moment. He never answers my phone calls. I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you. Oh. Hi, Charlie. Call me back.
Hey, Caitlin.
Yeah?
Give me a sec.
Yeah. What's up?
Could I just like use you for a second?
Mhm.
See what it looks like to have
Yeah.
the projections against some of this, I think maybe this fabric thing here.
Okay.
No, I don't think that's kind of a natural position. Can I grab, can I like touch your hip here so I can move you this way?
He puts his hand on my waist. There's something different.
His hands
about
are
this touch.
strong, but really soft.
He's standing really close.
Really, really soft.
I can feel his breath.
He has freckles.
Okay.
He smells good.
This is not. Yeah. No. Okay. Cool.
Great.
Thanks.
Thanks. Do you need anything else?
No.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I mean, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Please excuse this brief interruption. We'll be right back.
I imagine Charlie to be the kind of person who does banking on the weekends. I imagine him on a Saturday morning, getting up at 9, making his coffee, putting his glasses on, and quietly sorting out all of the receipts he's collected from the week. Thinking about him doing that makes me want to do my banking on the weekends. I open Google Excel for the first time in my adult life. I create a spreadsheet. I think of him while I do my finances.
Caitlin, your spreadsheet. It's beautiful.
I imagine myself becoming a little bit more like the kind of person he might like to date.
Your columns.
Hey, Caitlin.
Wow. Very impressive.
Are you working on a spreadsheet? That looks amazing.
I was hoping you would like it. I've been working on it for quite some time. Can I see yours?
Wow. I mean, there are columns and there are columns. Like those.
Okay. Walk me home?
I would really love to, but I'm going the other way. I
that's okay.
kind of have this fantasy that I would live in the country one day and have like lots of space. Dear Caitlin, we will build a house together in the country where we will be eccentric and beautiful, like and potentially a barn with
Or even like a porch where you could be
workshop
naked on the porch all day.
and build a house and have like
No?
you know
You hate nude.
a goat.
You hate naked. Would you be scared that people would see like all the way in the country?
Charlie. Oh, Charlie.
Hey, Charlie. Hey, guys. Sorry I'm late.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come here. Okay.
It's the last rehearsal. Becky's pretty much finished workshopping the piece that Charlie and I have been helping her with. Charlie and I are totally in sync. Could Charlie ever be into someone like me? I'm not magazine hot. I refuse. Hairy legs, hairy pits, hairy V. Never gonna shave. No deodorant, no makeup, no bra. But why am I not asking myself if I could ever be into someone like him? Could I ever really fall in love with someone who isn't queer at all? Who self-identifies as square, loves rules, loves politeness.
I feel like you're definitely together more. I kind of feel like you forgot about the puppet, and like I was watching like you guys performing, but like that's okay. Like yeah, it's
Oh, fuck. I have to go. I'm late for my shift.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'll see you on Friday.
Okay, great.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Je suis désolée, ça prend le temps parce que c'est les grillades, ça prend un peu de temps et aussi
I learn the lessons of life waitressing.
commencer un peu tard.
Okay.
Je suis désolée pour ça.
I learn that if you apologize too much, people think that you're wrong, even if you're not. I learn that if you set people's expectations for disaster, they can weather it gracefully. Or at least, they can't really blame you. I learn how to pour Moroccan tea 3 feet above into a tiny glass. I learn how to manipulate time, stretch seconds all the way into minutes, just by way of speed, precision, and practice. I learn that people with money just want the best, and they don't think you're being rude when you offer them the most expensive bottle on the wine menu. The work I'm doing at Charlie's house every single day, perfecting how to manipulate objects with my body, is making me into an incredible waitress.
You got the sweets, right?
My boss starts scheduling me at prime time. Friday night, Saturday night. I'm making bank. I have enough money to buy a plane ticket to Nova Scotia. I even have enough money to buy slightly nicer materials, even though I don't really need to because Charlie's lending me all of his stuff. As soon as I'm done my shift today, I'm buying my ticket.
Hello?
Hi, is this Caitlin?
Yeah, this is Caitlin.
Hi, Caitlin. This is Jessie from the More of Everything Festival.
Oh.
I just wanted to call to say that we want to welcome you to the festival this year as one of our artists.
Oh my God!
We'll be flying you out to Halifax, and then for the performance, we have a $4,000 stipend.
Oh my God!
You did come highly recommended. You should know. Yeah.
Oh my God!
Hello, this is Charlie Park. I'm not available at the moment, but leave your name.
Charlie, I got into the festival. The festival, they accepted me. I'm going and they're paying me, and I might be able to quit my racing job and then somebody let me get see view.
I spend the week practicing my play like crazy, and finally it's my last night before the fest. I've talked Charlie into getting beers with me to celebrate.
Should we get another beer?
Always?
What kind do you want?
Another beer I don't want. More time.
Yeah, why are you putting your finger in the candle?
Oh my God. The birds are up already.
We're trashed.
Cool, this is your house.
This is my house.
I don't want it to end.
Well, have a nice trip.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Excited?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Actually, can I just stay here with you? Like a sleepover?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. Great. Okay. And the award goes to Charlie Park.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate this award. I've got a few thank yous to do. Most of all, my wife, my collaborator, the love of my life, Caitlin. I can make the futon up for you.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Okay, I mean, I think I just have like a little light blanket.
He takes off all of his clothes except for his adorable boxer briefs. I'm a little surprised.
Nice underpants.
Thanks. Okay, good night.
He plops down on the bed. I take my place on the futon across the room. It's not so far from the bed. I can hear him breathing. Fuck. Making a move. I've never made a move in my entire life. I don't know how to woo. I don't know how to gracefully, artfully, or sexily pursue. Sometimes I wonder if there's something fundamentally fucked up about the way we romanticize the act of pursuit. Just taking someone. But I still wonder if Charlie would like that. I'm worried that if I go over there and ask if I can snuggle in with him, he might just say yes on an impulse, like so many of us do, before he really knows what he wants.
Can I sleep beside you? I don't want to sleep by myself.
Yeah. Sure.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's on his side. I'm on my side. I accidentally, totally on purpose, just splay my legs out. I put my foot in the aura of his foot, not touching. He doesn't move his foot away. I feel the electricity of how close we are. Just knowing he's lying there. The small intimacy of this moment. I resolve to be content with it and try to fall asleep. He moves his foot. It's definitely not an accident. And then he pulls me on top of him. On top of him. He definitely
Is it because
lets
we're
me.
drunk?
His thigh is between my thighs. I'm afraid he'll notice how wet I am. Only a pair of adorable blue boxer briefs and black cotton granny panties lie between us.
This is nice.
You're really good at snuggling.
You sound surprised.
I am a little surprised.
Are you surprised?
I have to pee like a motherfucker, but I don't move because I'm afraid that if I leave, that suddenly the rules we've been following this whole time will be back in play. Charlie, are you sleeping? I fall asleep with a full bladder and pray I don't dream of waterfalls. It's the morning. My flight's today. We have to follow the rules again now. Come closer. Should we get up?
Not yet. Okay. That feels nice.
It seems almost like an extension of touching his face, to let my finger trace his lips. It's the closest I can come to kissing him. It's almost like kissing. It's basically kissing. You have really nice lips.
Thank you.
I love this. He begins doing the same to me. We're both smiling. I move my face a little closer. So close that it's obvious now I'm asking a question. Please.
1,
kiss me.
2, 3.
Do you like biting? And then is it okay if we don't P to V? You know what I mean?
What? When did you say?
P to V.
P to V?
Yeah. P and V.
Yeah.
P and vagin. Do you like hand jobs?
Hand jobs.
Hand jobs are my favorite. Me too. And then.
What?
I don't know. I just don't really want to go on a big long trip and wonder the whole time what this was about, you know? And so, like, I like you. Like, a lot. And I don't know. I guess I want to know what the deal is.
I like you a lot. I feel like this version of myself that I kind of want to be when I'm with you. And also at the same time, that's what love's about. I guess I'm a little bit worried and nervous about. I'm afraid of how much I love you, or about getting hurt myself. You have the power to break me. Just you're beautiful. I like you a lot. That I won't fall in love with anybody. I will totally bury myself for relationships. Doing that for somebody who isn't also.
No, I don't know, it's weird. It's like I can see myself or something. Like I know I'm naked.
Yeah, right.
I adore you. You're beautiful and sexy.
I always cry when I fall in love. I cry because it's the moment I realize I won't be getting out of this unscarred. I get to Halifax. I perform at the festival. I party.
You want to do some coke?
Not a good person, you know? You are a good person. You need a law. I hope this guy is gonna do work for you.
What the fuck, man? There's no table!
What do you love? What do you love about Kit Kat?
I like you. Kit Kat, it's a good vibration and the music. And the girl?
Yeah, but I want us to be on the same page. I want us to be in the same place. No.
Will that ever happen to you? Who's ever
Never.
on the same page?
Never.
This place,
At what time is it right now?
It's
9 o'clock in the morning? This is like night number 2. All the other nights were kind of like, bleh.
Well, we have pirate rum. We finished the whiskey. The wine's long gone.
No, come back.
Oh, life could be a dream if only we could meet in paradise.
I'm strung out. I've been wandering all day and
You okay?
It's cold in here.
Yeah.
You fine?
They're definitely happy to see you.
It's way too high.
Yeah. Do you want my sweater?
Hello, this is Charlie Park. I'm not available at the moment, but leave your name and number and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.
Hey, Charlie. I'm having a great time. I've been actually traveling all around the East Coast. The festival was amazing. I went to Newfoundland. I went to Cape Breton. Yeah, anyway, I'm thinking of you. I can't wait to see you. This was episode 1 of The Shadows. If you loved it and you don't want to wait for 2 weeks until the next episode comes out, the truth is that I already made this show and it's already out in the world on its own podcast feed.
So you can go there and binge it if you want. But you won't get the juicy tidbits of the story underneath the story of how it was made. So, here is Sharon Mashihi reading the credits.
If you want to see pictures of KP and Charlie doing their beautiful thing in Montreal, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at The Shadows CBC. You can also follow my favorite person in the world, the real Caitlin Prest, at Caitlin Prest. This episode was written, directed, and produced by Caitlin. Mitchell Akiyama was a principal performer. This episode was graced with real-life puppeteers who build things with their hands and then put their fingers inside them and move them around. And all of these people appeared as themselves. They are Becky O'Neill, Jesse Orr, and Max Kelly. You can find Becky's puppetry and animation work at bekoneil.ca. The More of Everything Festival was named after a real company that Jesse and Max had in Montreal. You also heard the voices of Megan Castle, Harry Nazin, Johnny Spence, and everyone's favorite tarot card reader, Riz Young. Our team includes Caitlin Prest, director, Phoebe Wang, senior producer, Sharon Mashihi, editor, Yasmine Mathurin, associate producer, Olivia Pasquarelli, digital producer, Shani Aviram, composer and associate sound designer. Arif Noorani is our executive producer, Tanya Springer is senior producer of CBC Podcasts, and Leslie Merklinger is senior director of audio innovation. Our advisory board is Dylan Ghosh, Mooj, Unrealistically High Standards, Zadie, and Jonathan Mitchell. Special thanks to Greg Wong and Ray Dooley.
You are still listening to The Heart. The Heart is a proud member of Radiotopia. In the spirit of being a proud member of Radiotopia, there's a show on Radiotopia called Hang Up. It's a reality dating show, and it's amazing. One of my new most favorite people in the world, Zakiya Gibbons, is the host of this show. She is incredibly charismatic, incredibly hilarious, incredibly charming, and it's made by Caitlin Pierce. We once upon a time joked about how similar our names sound. It is very confusing, even to me. What is not confusing is that she's an incredible producer. She's the creator of the show. If you like fun queer content, please listen to the show. In other news, Megan Castle, whose voice you heard as my polyamorous lover at the beginning of this episode, just opened Toronto's only queer-owned bar. It's called $3 Bill, and if you live in Toronto, you're going to want to go and have a drink at that bar. It's on Queen Street. It's very close to my house. It is aesthetically pleasing, but not pretentious. All right, that's it for now. The next episode of The Shadows will be coming in a couple of weeks with more stories underneath the story. Okay, the end.
Radiotopia.
From